It's amazing how much a wall can do to either divide or combine the people of a community. My name is India Birdsong Terry. I serve as the General Manager and Chief Executive Officer for the Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority, otherwise known as the RTA. The past, present, and future of the wall really is indicative of the 50 years that we have been in existence. We switched over from CTS to RTA. We have evolved, and being able to kind of show that evolution is important to make sure people know that we're not going anywhere, making sure that people understand that RTA is on the other side of that wall. We're going to remain part of connecting the community and serving everyone, regardless of what you look like, how much money you make, how old you are. It is a generational company, so the wall has stood the test of time as well.
My name is Mary Beth Feek. I'm Director of Programming and Planning for RTA. The City of Cleveland actually bought that facility. It was an old foundry, fairly historic, so it's over 100 years old. That wall was put around the foundry, and then the City of Cleveland bought the facility, used it as what it is now, and then RTA took over. But putting this art and engaging the community with CMHA, with the neighborhood, with residents and RTA, I think they saw it as a gorgeous mural, probably one of the best in the city.
You start with Luna Park, which is a historical amusement park that was literally maybe 60, 70 years ago, located directly across the street from the location of the mural.
I didn't know that Luna Park existed until we started doing this project, the Woodhill Choice. So knowing that there was an amusement park there, I had a family member say to me the other day, "Did you know that there was an amusement park where Woodhill Estates is?" My name is Joy Johnson, and I am the Executive Director at Burton Bell Car Development. The Elevate the East project was sparked by a request from Councilman Blaine Griffin, who wanted to come up with a cohesive strategy on how we install public art in the neighborhood.
My name is Blaine A. Griffin. I'm the Council President for the City of Cleveland and also the Ward 6 representative on Cleveland City Council. We originally worked with Burton Bell Carr in order to give them a grant of $50,000 so that they can commission a consultant as well as work closely with the community with a community committee. You know, we want to be known as the most artistic district in the city of Cleveland. Most places that have these kind of artistic corridors also have vibrant economies, also have very good quality of life, also have very good mental and physical health because they spend more time walking.
An opportunity presented itself for resources to fund the mural. Through the Woodhill Choice project, the CMHA had an opportunity to apply for $35 million from the federal government to not only redevelop the public housing at Woodhill Estates, but to improve the surrounding community. And they looked to us at Burton Bell Carr for ideas on what the community needed. And sure enough, we already had a plan for Elevate the East for public art projects, which included the mural. Suddenly, we had $750,000 to go towards 5 projects, and we said, this is the chance. Let's do the mural now.
My name is Jeffrey K. Patterson. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Cuyahoga Metropolitan Housing Authority in Cleveland, Ohio. Probably the last 5 or 6 years, CMHA was fortunate enough to go through a process to receive a Choice Neighborhood Grant. As a component of that Choice Neighborhood Grant was an opportunity for us to not only build new high-quality housing, but an opportunity for us to do something out in the community.
I actually invited the artists to come over on the other side of the wall. I have what's called a town hall. We had them as guest speakers. So it was kind of cool to be able to have them talk about their experience in creating the wall, putting the art up, having to redo some of it, and really being able to have the artists see who enjoys it every day.
My name is Alon Gonzalez, and I'm a project manager with Land Studio. I was the lead project manager for this project. I am connected to the Buckeye-Woodhill, Shaker Square, Larchmere area because I currently live in that neighborhood and I grew up in that neighborhood. This mural project is one of 50 projects, Elevate the East Public Art Plan, commissioned all the way back in 2019. It was a community engagement effort, and they were asked questions like, what would you like to see in your neighborhood? What would make you feel beautiful? What would make you feel valued?
My name is Tara Petrus. I'm the Public Art Coordinator for the City of Cleveland.
Well, one thing that I find is important is a driving force in the work I do is community engagement. A lot of times you have people, building owners or organizations, hire artists to do something specific on a building, and they don't engage the people that live there, work there, and are going to be left with the artwork. They just want something pretty on a wall, they install it, and the people are left feeling like they were not a part of the process.
What I like most about the wall is the diversity itself in the wall. Everything that's captured amongst the different neighborhoods in the surrounding areas of Morris Black.
Actually, they finished way above schedule. They finished quicker than we even imagined.
And so they had a series of decisions that they made, from identifying the artist, one, who painted the mural. The residents got to decide what sort of images would be on the mural and give feedback throughout the process. And of course, be there to celebrate at the end when it was all complete.
We really wanted to have the most vibrant, lively, artistic corridor in the city of Cleveland.
And it's almost like an osmosis that comes in where you're subconsciously being lifted by the art and no one even has to convince you of it. So you could have a better day just because you see something that makes you brighter and lighter for that moment. And it really was driven by community voices and not the artists themselves.
I was a Buckeye ambassador, and the Buckeye ambassadors are like a program that they have with Burton Bell Carr, our CDC. I was on the Elevate the East committee. So I sat and, we voted and decided which one of the artists would actually do that work.
Community members that live in the neighborhood or formerly lived in the neighborhood select the artists, narrow all the applicants down to the finalists that we felt had the strongest ideas, and staying within the realms of engaging with the community and the content of the mural.
Some of the things that we were looking for was that the artist needed to be connected to or directly from the neighborhood. Derek and Chad are connected by way of doing public art all over the city, and they also ended up hiring on 6 additional artists, some of which are from the community, to help finish this project.
We did like a little pop-up. We wanted to give art supplies and stuff to kids. So I just love seeing like the kind of creativity that comes out of just kids. I wanted to do something like that for the neighborhoods. So we were able to give out art supplies to the kids, set up a table and then talk about what they would like to see in a mural, have them draw on the table. And we spent an hour or two just kind of drawing together, just kind of getting thoughts on what we would like to bring into the mural, even incorporating some of the drawings that they did in the mural itself.
Working with RTA was pretty nice, honestly. They were very helpful, like providing us with what we needed to get the job done. We met with Miss Marilyn Burns, and she talked about like a barber in the community, particularly that lived nearby, who had passed, and thought that would be a good person to be represented on the wall.
Working with RTA was great. I'm glad that they understand the value in public art.
Working with RTA, it was smooth. They seemed real open to us being there, let us use whatever equipment they could lend.
I feel like the community played a major role in this because it's such an important mural for the community. That wall used to be tagged and graffitied on. I feel like they really wanted something that could give artists an outlet and a means to express themselves, but it was guided by different people and members in the community.
It was all community members, residents, or people who were stakeholders in the community. And that made a huge difference, because when you have that kind of intentionality and inclusivity, everyone feels connected to the project.
My creative process involves a lot of different ways of taking objects, images, color, things that I see every day, bringing them together, dishing them out, and look at this beautiful piece of artwork.
My creative process is a little bit all over the place. I'll draw out a whole like detailed like approach to it. Like I might write out the colors I want to use. I'll even know the size I'm about to paint, and I'll know the subject, and I might even create my own imagery and do like short sketches. So it varies. It just depends on if I know directly what I'm creating or if I'm just creating off of impulse.
And it brightened the whole neighborhood up, and a lot of people, some people of different lifestyles even pulled up and even congratulated me on the fact what I was adding to the neighborhood.
Artists are great to work with. They are so creative, and they can find workarounds around a brick that's very textured, which this was.
Revitalizes a community. It gives you a sense of community pride. It's more than just beautiful sculptures and more than just beautiful landscaping and murals. It really is a way to bring communities together.
The way that it begins with the We Wear the Mask, everyone has different personalities. And I think being able to bring your authentic self to whatever situation you're in has really been a labor of love.
RTA, Land Studio, and the artist team did a fantastic and amazing job.
And it's a perfect example of how when we collaborate, we can make a positive impact on the community.
Because art means so many things to so many people. It's different, but it also connects with people in so many different ways. It helps people to be able to express themselves. It helps people to be able to tell stories, both stories from a historical perspective, as well as stories about dreams, stories about the future. And having this project, building this mural, was one way of us being able to express ourselves about what was going on in the community and the excitement that we had about this Woodhill Choice Neighborhood Project.
What I love about this mural is I always start at the Luna Park side, going towards the Quincy Park, and just taking a small, slow stroll and literally taking a video of it, and it's almost like taking a walk through history.
With the city, with the neighborhood, with people who live there, with the art community, CMHA, the folks over in the facility at CBM, the artists, the city. There was a lot of camaraderie. It went really, really well.
It's not the economic disparities of the neighborhood that make the heart of it, it's the people. And so a place like the Buckeye-Woodhill neighborhood needs to be celebrated because we don't know what it's going to look like in another 20 years. So we want to make sure that there's a living testament to the people that are there now and the people that have been there 50 years ago.